One of the biggest realizations I had to learn, really being a Christian now, is to stop judging people so much. Now, granted, I don't really condemn people like to their face and talk to them. That's something I've slowly stopped now, but I still sometimes have these internal thoughts of people that I'm judging nonstop. And I feel like that's not something I should be doing either. I shouldn't be having these thoughts inside my mind because who am I to judge someone else for what they're doing? And we all make mistakes. We all are different human beings. And just because I don't like what that person's doing doesn't mean that there's not someone else out there that likes that person for what they're doing as well. And I feel like in my space and what I'm doing, I really shouldn't be judging other people. And I should just be nice, just be nice, just be a good person, and no one be so judgmental all the time. Now, granted, I'm more judgy to people that I'm closer with just because I want the best for them. And, sometimes I have to let them know when, they're not right. But also, like, there are some things where, like, you really just don't have to judge for it. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to make a comment. If that's what they like to do, that's what they are. Like, I'm chilling. I don't gotta, have my input and say. And I think that's something I finally learned now is to just really not even focus on any of that and just, love the person for who they are. And if they are willing to eventually make a change for themselves and stuff, like I can't get in the way of that. That's not something that I have any force or power on. And I have to understand that, people are still probably judging me. And, you know, so I can't just sit there and judge others as well. Who am I to do that? I just gotta do my thing as always and, showcase the right spot for myself because in this life, it just happens to a lot with a lot of negativity and just thoughts that can wander in your mind in a negative way. Especially if other people are also negative, like it kind of feeds onto you. Energy is contagious. I've learned that a lot too. And when a lot of people are like gossiping or talking about others, like you tend to join in because you're around it. But if you like slow yourself down, be like, nah, like I'm not trying to hear all that. I gotta get away from that and flee. Like it really helps you out in your sanity because you don't want to be doing all that stuff. Like you really don't. Judging people, always gossiping and talking because you wouldn't like it if people were talking about you. Like you wouldn't like that at all. And so that's why you shouldn't judge people and shouldn't be doing things like obviously we have jokes with our friends. Like there's times where I'll judge someone in a joking way. Yeah, and like it doesn't come off harshly. The other person might take it harshly, and that's something that really case by case. But still, like you just want to find the ways to just be nice to people. I've learned that being nice is free. Like it's literally free to be nice. There's nothing it costs to be nice, and that's just something I've learned and remember too, especially online with everybody who has an opinion now and feels they're important online. You tend to have this say that like it's my word and my word alone, but I've learned now that none of that stuff really matters. You just be nice, you be yourself, and you move on life on your own terms. And that's why you have to just keep doing what you do best and go from there because judging won't help at all. Well, I thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.